Hey Scrapper Names fans, and welcome back to a new 12 by 12 process video. This is this gorgeous one I've used a cut file for. It says Scrap Happy. I think it is from the wonderful Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook page. But yes, so as you can see there, I've got my photo, which is of my bestie. She came over for an afternoon of scrapbooking with my daughter. We spread out in my old house playroom and went nuts. Now, what you can see me doing here is trying to pick a paper to back my cut file on, which I am using. I decided I would pull out my collection of the Paige Evans, Whimsical collection. And yes, I struggled a little bit to decide which one I wanted, mainly because I liked that one that was like that quilted, all those square patterns and things like that, but it there was too many patterns in it, and then I had to be really careful. I didn't want to lose the cut file into the background paper either, because it's on white cardstock and it's outlined. It's a word. I found it really difficult to see, and I was going to do that pink one, and then I found this paper. Oh no, that's right, I changed my mind. I can't remember. Maybe it's this one. Yes, so I back it on this green coloured background paper just to get a bit more pop of the words, all the letters, so that way it doesn't disappear. And then I use this gorgeous blue, I think it's stars on it, as my main background paper. So, which I love. I did really love this Whimsical collection. I think I'm kind of hoarding it actually in my paper pack. Yes, I haven't put my hands on the Truly Grateful one yet. I'm a big Paige Evans fan. But yes, so I'm contemplating it. Yes, contemplating. Getting myself some, yes, of the Truly Grateful. Anyway, so as I said, using this collection, I am trying to scrap my stash away, or not away, but down a little bit, and I do have my papers and things somewhat sorted into collections for the most part, or by designer or whatever. So that's what I'm doing here, and that's why I've pulled this one out. So lots of Whimsical. So I've got some layers happening. I've got a cut file. I had to be, I knew I wanted my photo in that top corner there, just for something a bit different. But then I wanted some more oomph behind my photo. I really wanted to make it pop from the page. So I grabbed some more offcuts, or scraps of the papers from Whimsical. I also have the, is it 6x8? Paper pad for this one, and this collection is perfect because it was quite the crafty type collection, so that's why I think I picked this one, and sometimes I just pick because that's where the mood takes me, really. Now just going through and grabbing some more things from my stash. So this, just for fun, is a Heidi swap, and it's super old. Like, it has been in my stash since, well, I actually have the whole packet of them, and I've used them in bits and pieces. Since I got into mixed media scrapbooking probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. Yeah, so that was just randomly sitting in my sort of crew embellishment box. And I found it and I grabbed it. I thought the colours went really well. They contrasted really well with my background, and it just looked really fun. So why not? Added a bit of a doily behind it just to soften it a little bit and give it a little bit more life off the page. And I'm just adding some craft foam behind my cut file. Now, I have since learnt that ATG and craft foam seem to not work well. I thought it might have been the way that I was putting my ATG together, but I followed all the rules, yada, 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 and it just doesn't seem to stick. Does anyone else who has an ATG and use craft foam find that they can't use their ATG on craft foam very well? I'm going to keep an eye out, if I think of it, when I am next watching some scrapping videos to see if anyone else has the same issue. So I've left with double-sided tape to use, which I kind of was not wanting to use so much of, but anyway, I'll have to make sure I have some aside. It's all good. And obviously ATGs and doilies don't go either. They're a bit flimsy and the ATG is really tacky. Like the glue the adhesive is really sticky, so it just rips through flimsy things like a doily. If you're new and you don't know, the ATG is that big pink gun, and it is new to me, new to my collection. I have wanted one, or not wanted one, but debated over one for a little while. They cost a pretty penny. They do here in Australia, and then scrapbook.com had a sale a little while ago and it was in there, and I went, okay, I'm having it. So I had the money there, so I grabbed it. So I ordered it, which, yeah, I get so sick of double-sided tape and peeling it up and having the paper everywhere, and it was just frustrating me, so that kind of did it for me. Now I'm just going through some embellishments here that are printables from Patreon, from Inky Quill's Patreon. I'm one of her Patreon patrons, peeps, however you want to call this. And she had one of her monthly printable collections were all very crafty related. Oh, excuse me, sorry. So this was perfect. I went with this one. I thought there was some lovely little bits and pieces there, like little brushes, and then there's I can't see it from my screen here actually, unfortunately, but yes, little pieces that said not just for fun. Oh, I don't know. You'll see it in the close-ups anyway. I can't remember. But yeah, and then just some tiny little words as well that are from her printables, and then these absolutely gorgeous rub-ons. I don't use rub-ons generally. Have I already put it on? No, I don't think I have. I'm skipping ahead. But these Paige Evans, they're also Whimsical rub-ons, are so fantastic to put on. They're easy. They've lasted, me cutting them all out and blah, blah, blah. They're easy to put on, and they just go on so smoothly. Like, you're not sitting there rubbing for ages. It just glides on. I love them. They're just fantastic. So yes, definitely a winner, chicken dinner. But I popped some of those in and around and some other embellishments in around the letters of the Scrap Happy word, just to give that a little bit of prettiness and a little bit of life. Because I didn't back it with different papers or anything like that. It's very much that one neutral colour. I thought it needed just some little extra bits and pieces. And this is the Whimsical sticker book as well. Just adding some more little bits and pieces there. I think that's some washi strips from there, I think, from the sticker book as well, possibly. decisive. I sort of have I look at this layout, looked at the end photos when I was editing this originally and was like, oh my gosh, I went really crazy with the embellishments. Especially when I have little stickers, I think when I don't do clusters or anything like that and they're just really just randomly sticking things down, it's just, I kind of think I go a little cray-cray. Does anyone else find that when you're just randomly sticking and, you know, plonking things down, that it's just like you kind of look back and go, wow, I might have gone a little nuts. I look at this layout and it looks good. I'm really happy how lively it looks and bright and whatnot. That's no issue. But I was just like, I went a little sticky happy, especially around the letters. I was just like, oh my goodness. But that's okay. It looks good. I like it. It's quite bright. And that's what we wanted. That's what I wanted. Oh, sorry. Yawning. I do go nuts. Look, I'm still holding the sticker book. Amy, put the sticker book away. My goodness. Ugh. No, put it down. Anyway, it is all good. So how's everyone going? How's everyone's crafty plans? Does anyone that follow me do like an October daily, or I think, is it Paige Evans that calls it October occasionally, or occasion October or something, where they document things to do with like Halloween and stuff. It's kind of like December daily for Halloween though. Let me know if you do. I certainly don't. I have enough trouble keeping up with I'm still scrapbooking 2018. So yeah. But yes, and who has plans for a December daily? I am still in two minds, so let me know. What is your process? Do you do December daily? Do you do it weekly? Do you just do it as it comes? I don't know if I did one last year. I can't remember now. The first year I did it, which was only probably, I think, looking at my albums, maybe 2 years ago, I did try and do daily and making sure I took photos and you know, and I fell behind. I don't even think it's finished. And then I got a bit like overthinking it and was like, you know, what goes in December daily, what goes in our normal family album, because, you know, you obviously got Christmas especially that overlap. So what do you guys do there? Do you, those that do both, do you double dip on photos, or do certain things make it into, do you have a set rule? Let me know. But yes, and then last year I did December, I just called it Documenting December, because I just scrapbooked what I could. I knew I wouldn't be able to keep up with daily. I knew that was too much pressure, as much as it's fun family-wise to try and think of things for December. It was just really difficult to scrap, and I hate not having completed projects. It's a bit of an OCD thing of mine, I guess. So this year I am sort of in 2 months. I'm thinking of trying, I've got a traveller's notebook that was given to me. I'm thinking of giving that a bit of a whirl and seeing how that goes. It is much smaller frame template than your usual, like I use the Kaiser Craft, it's not 6x6, I can't think of the 8x8 album, is that what it is? Just looking at it, trying to think of the dimensions. I think that's what it is. But yeah, so just something a little different this year. Always try and, you know, keep it lively. But yes, let me know. Do you do documenting October at all for Halloween or anything like that? And if you've got plans for December daily, what are your plans? Have you started making plans? I know for me, I have still a huge box of Christmas stuff, so I really probably don't need any more. But yes, it leaves me room to buy other stuff. Now, what am I doing? Stamping. Been trying to use my stamps. I've rearranged my craft room, or reorganised, I should say, my craft room, and put my stamps on my desk. This is a new stamp set to my collection that I won when I was at the Flutter by Designs retreat. It is by, hang on. It is by, where did I get it? Paper Roses. Yes, Paper Roses is the stamp set I am using here. which is really cool. It's got lots of little crafty things on it, little phrases and icons and things like that. I also got mine with a die set as well, which you might see shortly. Yeah, so that was really cool, and I thought it was very appropriate, and I'm just randomly stamping bits and pieces in here. I'm trying to see if I can fit any more in. I'm not a very good stamper. I don't know about anyone else, but I try to clean my stamps, but then I just don't. And I probably should, but I don't use them all that much, and here I am trying to reason with myself. Does anyone else have that problem? Do you just stamp and hope for the best? I think my biggest issue is I worry that there's going to be like a residual thing at the end, like when I try to use it again, ink left over. But yes, I'm not very good that way. So I've just added some journaling on another little Patreon printable there, which is like a little tag, and my layer is complete. So I thank you so much for watching. So here's some close-ups here. As I said, I think that cut file is a Confessions of a Paper Addict one, which you can check out her Etsy store, Virginia's Etsy store. Yeah, and that's it. I'll have some close-ups at the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I thank you again so much for stopping by and watching my video. See you again next time. Bye for now.